the Narcissist and Lies. The lie. Everybody has lied at some point in their lives. Yes, even you. Those who are empathic in nature place considerable stock in honesty and decency, two of their empathic traits. Their sense of self-worth and self-esteem is linked to their investment in telling the truth. After all, the empath has that truth-seeker trait. The strong sense of guilt, the need to do the right thing, the empathic trait of decency, and an awareness of the consequences of telling lies means that most empathic people only tend to stray into the arena of the white lie, so told in order to protect and to help, or, where more extensive lies occur, it is as a consequence of the application of an external stressor, which reduces empathic traits and emotional empathy whilst heightening existing narcissistic traits. An empathic person, naturally, has the capacity to tell lies, but they are regulated by their emotional empathy and their empathic traits so that this does not arise, or if it does, it's rare. The narcissist, our kind, do not have such regulation. Since we are stripped of emotional empathy, remorse, and guilt, there are no handbrakes which exist to stop the lie as it forms in our mind or to prevent it appearing on our lips. Not only are these safeguards missing in the narcissist, the way that the narcissist has been created means that lying serves the narcissist especially well, and therefore it is something that is actively encouraged because it enables the narcissist to achieve the prime aim so readily. This combination of the driver and a lack of safeguards creates a fertile breeding ground for lies to be told. Lies are the foot soldiers of the narcissist. There are thousands of them available. They are easy to apply, adaptable for all manner of situations, and completely expendable. The narcissist directs the lies against the victim, battalions of lies marching over people in order to achieve the prime aims and to conquer. How does the narcissist lie? Well, let us consider them in the context of one of our kind being suspected of engaging in infidelity, and indeed has been doing so. The narcissist has arrived home late after spending the evening with a new prospect that might become the primary source, and is asked where he has been by the existing incumbent intimate partner primary source. Number 1. Commission. A barefaced lie where the truth is not told, but something untrue is said instead. In the example mentioned above, the response of, "I have been working late at the office" is given in response. The narcissist has no concept of guilt. It's easy for the narcissist to tell a lie of commission. It may even be done where there is evidence that demonstrates that what has just been said cannot be true. But as a consequence of the revision of history and the compartmentalization that takes place with the unaware narcissist, this is done so readily. The ability of the narcissist, who is unaware, whereby their lies are their truth, is something that many victims find difficult to reconcile. 2. Omission. The truth appears to be told, but the crucial detail is missing, which results in a lie being told by omission. I've been to see Leslie. Indeed, the narcissist has been to see Leslie. We just haven't told you that we've been in bed with her all evening. The lie of omission provides the narcissist with the opportunity to do two things. First of all, to declare that we've actually told you the truth and adopt the moral high ground, and that you, because you are the problem, are just looking for any reason to find fault with us. A dose of projection thrown in there also. And secondly, to blame shift by asserting, "You asked where I'd been, I told you. You didn't ask me what I'd been doing. You should have been more precise if you wanted to know. So don't make your shortcomings something to blame me for." Number 3. influence. A lie of influence is where we seek to convince you that somebody like us would not be capable of the very thing that you are accusing us of. We might respond in the aforementioned scenario by stating, "Looking forward to getting home to the love of my life. After all, I am a happily married man." By asserting that this is the case, we are seeking to influence you into believing that someone like us is incapable of being unfaithful. It is akin to someone being asked if they have been stealing from their employer and answering, "I've worked here for 20 years, thus asserting through influence that someone so loyal simply would not steal. 4. Silence. What better way to avoid the accusations and nullify the threat to control, and at the same time dole out one of our favourite manipulations, by falling silent. By saying nothing, the narcissist camps onto the moral high ground by maintaining, "We never told a lie of commission, nor did we tell you a lie of omission, as we didn't say anything." Your accusation falls away. 5. Exaggeration. As you would expect, this is often used by the narcissist for the purposes of making the narcissist look good. Accordingly, the narcissist will embellish financial capability, the amount that one can bench press, the number of football matches attended, the number of deals closed, and so on and so forth. The narcissist sees nothing wrong with embellishment, because all, in essence, that is being done is, well, where it's an unaware narcissist, it is the truth, and where it is an aware narcissist, well, it's more or less true. We're simply polishing it up, and what's wrong with that? 6. Projection. This is an advanced lie based on silence. We do not answer the question, thus effectively responding silently to it, but instead we go further by accusing you of the very thing that we have done. Thus, in the example, we respond by saying to you, "Never mind asking me where I've been. Where were you this afternoon? I rang you twice and you never answered. You should have been here at home. What have you been doing? Getting cosy with that friend of yours from the school, I bet?" A healthy dose of deflection, whilst deflecting from the lie and projecting onto you. 7. Justification. In this instance, you actually do get the truth told to you, but there is no admission of the truth by us. Thus, it's the maintenance of a lie. This often includes those familiar manipulations of the pity play and or the blame shift. For example, Yes, I've been with Leslie and in bed with her. So what? If you gave me some attention, you weren't so damn frigid, I wouldn't have to go elsewhere, would I? So don't start trying to blame me. It's your fault. There is the admission of the infidelity as a fact, but the narcissist does not take ownership of the wrongdoing, and thus a lie is maintained in that regard. Why does the narcissist lie in such extensive fashion? Fuel, of course. Our lies are told to impress, that we gain adoration and admiration. The lies are told to wound you, so that you become hurt, upset, and angry. Your expression of response as a consequence of that provides fuel of a negative nature, deliciously potent. The lies are told to frustrate you, so you become agitated and anxious. The telling of lies through one of the different forms described earlier allows the narcissist to provoke an emotional reaction, and thus we can gain the fuel that we need. The more the lies are told, the more reactions that can be provoked, good or bad, and sometimes good and bad might arise from the same lie, and thus more fuel is obtained. Secondly, control. As you know, we must control our environment, and we must control you as our victims as part of this environment. A healthy person has no need to exert such extensive control because they have a sufficient regard to not be concerned about the environment about them, or that they have sufficient awareness to realise that there's little that can be done about it. This doesn't apply to the narcissist. The narcissist's innate pathological need for control, the concern about being unmasked, which would threaten control, a concern that appliances will not function as required, which would threaten control. Well, all of this means that there is that incredible need to control the environment and the people within it, and therefore the narcissist uses lies as a means to achieve that. Lies enable the commission of the gathering of fuel, but also they're done to ensure that you're kept under control, that your threats to control are nullified. Also linked to control is the issue of maintaining a lack of culpability. By telling lies, the narcissist escapes the consequences of words and actions. The narcissist's sense of entitlement means that one's justified in doing so. The absence of boundary recognition means that the narcissist will tell lies so that the narcissist can gain admittance somewhere without paying when they ought to have done so. The narcissist will tell lies anywhere to escape repercussion and consequence, for repercussion and consequence strikes at the necessity of control. The lies are told to you, to family members, to employers, to service providers, to the authorities, and even in court. Some of the largest lies are told in front of the altar during the wedding to a narcissist. Lies are the keys which open all doors, allowing the narcissist to exit with ease and without consequence, and thus escape the threat to control. Habit. You know there are many different lies that can be told. There are infinite situations in which they can be used, and there are many reasons why the narcissist tells them. This all amounts to an aggregate effect, whereby the compulsion to tell lies is so overwhelming that the narcissist will do it out of habit. It actually feels natural to the narcissist to lie. Remember, for the unaware narcissist, their lies are their truth. And indeed, the truth, which, as you understand it to be, would threaten that need for control and creates a sense of discomfort. It's unsettling and alien. And therefore the narcissist would prefer the course of least resistance, which is to tell the lie. There is the belief in the lie. The lesser and mid-range narcissists are deluded. They believe the lies that they tell. Once again, their lies are their truth. This is the way that their perspective is altered through the distortion field of their narcissism. They are convinced that what they are saying is true and accurate, and that's why it's done with such conviction and regularity. This is difficult for those who are not of our kind to grasp, since you believe that we must be able to see and know that we are lying. That is not the case with the unaware narcissist, be they lesser or mid-range. The greater is a different proposition. The greater doesn't believe the lies. The greater knows that he or she is lying. There is no delusion there. Those who are greater tell lies because the lie is an investment in survival. The lie is necessary because control must be maintained. Fuel must be obtained. That sense of entitlement, the breaking through of the boundary, the escaping of the consequence occurs. Survival and gain is required and not hindered by a sense of remorse or any sense of guilt or culpability. The greater simply recognizes that the lie is an instrument to enable the greater narcissist to gain what they require. Perception. What you see may be regarded as the truth, but the narcissists need to maintain control superiority in the upper hand so that they are admired, adored, loved, and so forth, means that the narcissist will not recognize the truth because it does not accord with what we require. The narcissist is blinded to the truth as you understand it to be. The narcissist literally cannot see it because the worldview has been altered to such a degree. This is instinctive to all schools of narcissism. Owing to their lower cognitive function and their lack of insight, the lesser and mid-range narcissists do not see beyond this altered reality. The greater can and does realize that there has been this alteration in what he or she sees, but it is only seen as a disadvantage in admitting the truth as you understand it to be, and therefore fabrication and lies become the preference. Exploitation. Narcissists are inherently personally exploitative. Lies are inherently dishonest, but with the greater of our kind in particular, lies are used because they exploit our victims into giving us what we want, complying with our demands and providing us with those things which we deem to be necessary to our survival and our progress. This exploitation is a step above and beyond the usual dishonesty that one associates with the telling of lies. The playing of games. This is usually the preserve of the greater, but the telling of lies becomes a game. The more lies, the better. If we tell a lie and you unravel it, we'll just tell another one, even though we may contradict ourselves. We do not care for contradiction. The lesser mid-range doesn't see the contradiction, the greater does, but simply doesn't care. All that matters is that we are not liable for the consequences, and there are so many different manipulations through lying that can be used to deflect, deny, and so forth from what we said only moments ago. The playing of the game provides entertainment. It appeals to the sense of omnipotence and accords with the higher cognitive function of the greater. The more elaborate the lie, the greater the sense of achievement that is obtained from its construction and its effects. Confusion. Telling lies confuses those who hear them, especially empathic individuals who are committed to telling the truth, being honest and getting to the truth. A confused victim is one that is easier to control. A confused victim is one that's more likely to fountain with fuel. A confused victim is more likely to give up and give us what we require. Lies are an essential, everyday part of the toolkit of the narcissist. You will be subjected to them repeatedly during your entanglement with the narcissist, and to such an extent that it becomes exhausting to try to discern the truth from the morass of lies that is spewed from the mouth of the narcissist. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.